It finally happened, boys. It is officially Joker. Bobby, Big D legend Kotick himself, is doing his final victory lap. But do not be sad because it's over. Be happy because it happened. And remember, true legends never die. Bobby is gonna be back. I don't know where, I don't know when. Probably in a year when he's getting tired of, cruising the world in his yacht and doing unspeakable atrocities to people. He will be back. And he's gonna absolutely tear it up when he returns, wherever he returns to. It is gonna be beautiful. Because true religions never die. And remember, you should do well to remember this. At the end of the day, you, me, we're just renters in Bobby Kotick's world.
Well, it is official, ladies and gentlemen. Microsoft finally owns Activision Blizzard after a long tenure of legal battles and conflicts of interest that were...
Did he say 10 years? Has this been happening for 10 years, or does Young not know what 10 year means? Or did he say another word and I just didn't hear it?
Perceived by certain governing bodies. So this was something that Microsoft had intentions of completing by fiscal year 2023. So by the end of summer of 2023, it took a couple more months than expected after they announced on January of 2022 that Microsoft had intentions to acquire Activision Blizzard, that they had started that process. It was months of legal battles because Sony in particular lobbied for this to be denied.
Obviously.
And so the FTC stepped in, the UK CMA stepped in, and after legal battles were overcome and after adjustments were made to aspects of this deal that satisfied the UK CMA, Microsoft has finally managed to get this deal through. And so as of 8 hours ago, as of today, October 3rd...
What's the point of these organizations if they don't actually just cancel the buying of these things? Because it's just dumb. No one's trying to have a monopoly on anything anymore, pretty much. Everyone's just happy with having a slice of the pie, honestly, at this point, because there's only a couple of big players everywhere, right? This was 20, 30 years ago when companies tried to have a monopoly over, a certain sector and whatnot. Now no company does this. Now every company does this exact same as, BlackRock and, Warren Buffett and all these other people. They have a lot of money and they just buy a piece of everything. Microsoft doesn't want a monopoly over, consoles. Well, they would love to have it if it was possible, but they're not even trying to do that. They're just acquiring a piece of every puzzle. If you're playing a Blizzard game on PC, well, congratulations. That Blizzard game is now gonna slowly push you into buying Xbox, and vice versa. They don't have a monopoly, but they have a huge amount of stuff that they can provide everything to you with.
13th, 2023, the acquisition has become official, a $69 billion acquisition. Nice. You can see right here in the video that they released to officially celebrate this occasion. They say right here that Xbox has united with Activision Blizzard King plus you. So yeah, it's official. I've been acquired by Xbox. You've been acquired by Xbox. We are Xbox.
Nice.
Welcome to the Xbox Hive Mind. So what this means is that all of Activision Blizzard King's IPs are now under the Microsoft umbrella. Major...
Let's be real, Microsoft has just bought shit recently. How are they gonna fix this?
Ones include Starcraft,
Bethesda with their absolute disaster of the Fallout series. Starcraft's dead. Starfield. Let's not talk about Starfield. Overwatch. Oh my lord, this is so sad.
Warcraft, Diablo, Call of Duty, among others. Candy Crush, if you're into that. I don't care much for the mobile acquisitions. But yeah, those are all IPs are now part of Team Xbox. And so it'll be interesting to see how all of this will be leveraged by the company to try to push their consoles and platforms. Though certain IPs like Call of Duty, they have a commitment to keep those multi-platform because it actually be detrimental to their business to make it Xbox exclusive than make less money by making Call of Duty Xbox exclusive, because Call of Duty is just that big and they actually benefit from selling this game on other platforms and getting that percentage cut.
Wow, everyone applauded to Yang. He's not smart when it comes to business. But this was almost a smart take. Now, admittedly, this is, here's a person that doesn't know anything about business. Here's someone who knows something about business, and Young's somewhere in the middle. That take wasn't as horrible as I would expect. This is the reality. Call of Duty is the biggest, most popular FPS shooter of its kind. Okay? It has a complete stranglehold over the market. COD is what it is. COD prints money. COD is the biggest thing ever. If they remove it from PlayStation and other platforms, they are damaging themselves, but not in money. In the fact that those other platforms probably have an equivalent shooter, probably have something that can replace COD. So COD becoming exclusive is just Freebie giving away its spot as the #1 shooter in the world. Fortnite is a little bit different, a kind of a shooter, so it can't even be compared to COD, but COD is one of a kind thing, and there are other things like COD, and they can easily replace it, because a lot of people who play on PlayStation or whatever are not gonna now buy an Xbox if they can't play COD on their PlayStation anymore. That's not gonna happen. So Microsoft making COD exclusive is just freely giving away the most dominant position in FPS by creating more opponents for it. So yeah, they're not gonna do it. But if COD starts to fall in other platforms, have something else that can rival it, yeah, they're gonna make it exclusive. This is not about money. This is about sheer unbridled market dominance and representability
of sales. Whether you're on board with this or against this, there's no denying that this is a rather momentous occasion, and in the realm of gaming, this is the biggest acquisition that's ever been done in terms of pure monetary value.
Cool.
And you can see right here the news is already spreading. Just a couple hours in, there's already got
my Blizzard stocks probably went up.
11.8 million views on Twitter with almost 70,000 likes already. People are definitely talking about this, and it'll be interesting to see whether this ultimately benefits Activision, Blizzard, King, how Microsoft will sort of make some adjustments to improve the quality of how games are developed.
I'm excited because, let's be real, Diablo 4, World of Warcraft, retail. I mean, it's not like Microsoft can make it worse. Microsoft can probably, do random things and still make it better. Those games are already as dead and as bad as they can honestly be. So Microsoft can probably only make them better, honestly. Maybe they're not going to make them amazing, but at least they're not going to be as failures as under, Blizzard.
At these companies, and hopefully that will result in better products with higher quality standards, because especially in the realm of Blizzard, things have been going downhill in terms of quality assurance, and people just miss the Blizzard of old, and I hope Microsoft just kind of gets on that. Now, as for when we can expect Activision Blizzard games to start coming to Xbox platforms and services like, say, Game Pass, well, according to Activision Blizzard's post here from October 9th, 2023, the plan, should this acquisition go through, which it did, is to begin adding games into Game Pass sometime in the course of the next year, so starting 2024. Meaning that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, which comes out in late 2023, probably won't come to Game Pass on day one, but will come to Game Pass eventually, and titles released from 2024 onwards that are from Activision Blizzard will likely start rolling out to Game Pass. And yeah, the value of Game Pass just shot up tremendously as a result.
The value of Game Pass is bullshit. If you have Game Pass, congratulations, you just got played. The reality is, just think about it. If Game Pass actually saved you money and lost money to the company, would Game Pass exist? No, it would not. The reality is, you're paying like $10 a month and you're saying, oh wow, this is amazing. But you don't actually own any of the games that are on the Game Pass. You just can play them. And this is what happens. You need to constantly renew the Game Pass. So, you're going to have it for a year. Well, congratulations. That's COD paid off, plus, interest probably. 2 years, congratulations. You don't own COD, you don't own the second game, but you have already paid off those games. Game Pass is a scam, dudes. Stop using it, just buy the game. If you have played it for 20 hours, just buy the game. It's gonna be better than paying Game Pass subscription for 10 years straight. It's gonna be less expensive.
For what is still a reasonable monthly fee, you get not only first-party Xbox games on day one, and now Activision Blizzard is first-party Xbox, but beyond that, you've got an entire library of third-party games that cycle in and out. So, those who are Xbox Game Pass users will no doubt benefit from this. Speaking of value, that brings us to the sponsor of today's video, Raycon, whose earbuds are as high quality support the channel. Now, one aspect of this deal that brings me hope and optimism that things can get better, that things can improve for Activision Blizzard King as a result of this Microsoft acquisition is the fact that one of the effects of this is that CEO Bobby Kotick is leaving Activision at the end of 2023. Fuck yes, I've wanted to see this happen for so long. At long last, Bobby Kotick is out. Now, there's no mention of Bobby Kotick in Xbox's official statements. It would seem as though they are not ready to make the announcement official yet, at least to the public, but media outlets have got...
By the way, even if you're happy that Bobby is leaving, keep in mind, probably every director of every department is going to be changed by Microsoft. Chances are, except like Candy Crush or something like that, every director is going to most likely be changed or severely stifled by overseeing from Microsoft. Because you don't take over a company if you think you can't improve it. So obviously, if you think you can improve it, you're gonna get rid of Bobby Kotick. Because he was the one who led the company, and you think you can do better, so obviously you don't need him. Same goes for every director of every part of Blizzard.
Wind of this email that Bobby Kotick sent out to employees. Here's Tom Warren from The Verge, who tweeted, Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick will stay on as CEO of ABK until the end of 2023 to help with the transition period. But other than that, he is out. We're going to get new leadership at Activision Blizzard King, which has been such a long time coming and much needed, given how much the quality of Activision Blizzard games have degraded under Bobby Kotick's leadership. As
to be fair, it's not Bobby's fault the game quality degraded, because he's not there saying, oh, make this, make flying bad, make this expansion stupid, make the story about this. Bobby Kotick probably doesn't even know what's currently happening in World of Warcraft. It's not his fault the game quality is bad.
Especially Blizzard, as more corporate influence from Activision seeped into Blizzard, and that company and studio became less autonomous. So here is what Bobby Kotick's email to employees reads like. Team, today marks a milestone in our company's celebrated history. Combining with Microsoft will bring new resources and new opportunities to our extraordinary teams worldwide. It will also enable us to deliver more fun, more joy, and more connection to more players than ever before. I do think that having Microsoft's backing and Microsoft being one of the biggest companies in the world, trillion-dollar company, that can definitely give Activision Blizzard games a safety net that maybe will ensure that they can be delayed if they need be and still have the financial backing to ensure that they can be given the proper time to bake. I mean, Starfield was delayed numerous times, whereas Bethesda's original intention was to release Starfield earlier. Microsoft insisted on delaying that.
Oh yeah, the fact that Starfield was delayed numerous times and it still ended up what it is currently. Imagine if Bethesda just... It would have been a repeat times 2 of 76. It would have been glorious.
That game further to add additional polish. So stuff like that being able to be implemented in Activision Blizzard so that games can get the time that they need to cook in the oven as long as they need to be so that they can launch in the best state possible, and just having enough of a safety net from a big company's backing to ensure that the projects have the resources.
Yeah, that's not happening, okay? That's not happening. Probably one of the things Microsoft is looking at Blizzard and saying is, well, you could probably release a little bit more games than one every 10 years and, then have it fail. So they're probably going to make the games come out faster. But that doesn't mean they're going to be better.
Manpower and time that they need. Hopefully that will result in just a general increase in quality for those games. But
also, the polish is not the Blizzard game problem, okay? letting the games cook in the oven more is completely missing the problem with Blizzard. Their games are just shit design, okay? The developers don't play them. No one playtests them. They ignore all feedback, and the games are just shit. Okay? Letting them cook in the oven more is not gonna make any difference at all.
Only time will tell just how hands-on Microsoft will be about making adjustments to Activision Blizzard. I really hope they do, still, obviously give them creative autonomy, but in terms of how those companies are managed, hopefully Microsoft will step in and try to just improve things. This email continues. This moment is possible because of your efforts over 4 decades to innovate, inspire, and achieve. Just empty platitudes towards employees who Bobby Kotick doesn't really give a shit about, who he has treated like tools to be disposed.
No CEO gives a shit about their, people. It is what it is. You can't become a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company if you care about all your employees. That's just not the reality, okay? There are CEOs that spend a lot of time really pretending that they care. A great example is the Twitch CEO currently. That old dude, he is such an absolute faker. He pretends he cares and shit, but nah, man, he is gonna throw you under the bus and Minecraft character remove you the first moment he has, if it benefits him. This is fantasy
stuff over the years. Bobby Kotick has never shown a semblance of genuinely caring about the people who propped up Activision Blizzard to where it is now. He's just kind of engaged in mass layoffs and just not cared about the conditions under which many employees worked in, where they were harassed, abused, discriminated against, so on and so forth. And it wasn't until government officials stepped in and they were ousted for this that Bobby Kotick showed some semblance of caring. Even then, he didn't really care, was just more defending the company and doing damage control. So again, all this stuff is just stuff he needs to say while he...
You see? This is why Bobby is a wonderful CEO. This is why Bobby Bobster of the Bobs is where he is. This is why Bobby gets millions and millions and millions in salary, and you don't, because Bobby knows what's up.
He makes his exit for PR reasons. When Brian Kelly and I began this journey in 1991, we intended to build a company that would have great impact and lasting value. Your tireless work and unwavering commitment to excellence enable us to do just that. In the 1980s, we pioneered independent third-party game development with Pitfall, River Raid, and Kaboom. In the 1990s, we united the world with online multiplayer games like MechWarrior, Warcraft, and...
What's the funniest thing? This is what no one talks about because no one has worked in a corporate position. Whenever you get an email like this from the heads, you're all collectively just laughing about, oh geez, what the fuck has happened now? Why are they doing this? Well, everyone knows why are they doing this, but every collective is as one just laughing about them sending out this useless virtue signal of something, and everyone knows it's bullshit. It's kind of funny because, clearly Young thinks that this is a meaningful email. It's not. It's just the same old stuff that you should already be accustomed to. But again, if you haven't worked in a corporate job, you probably haven't seen these. But yeah, this is normal. And then you just laugh because Most people don't read them. A couple of people in the office are gonna read them, and then you're all gonna just talk and laugh about what they wrote. It's at least fun.
Starcraft. The developers and the creative teams are the only reason why these IPs have become as big as they have. The executives in the suits often, they tend to get in the way of the creativity that paves the road to these IPs being set.
No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. The suits don't care. The suits don't know what World of Warcraft is about. They don't know what Call of Duty is. Maybe they think maybe it's Stardew Valley 2. Who knows? They don't.
Celebrated to a point where they can become as successful as they have. In the 2000s, we introduced Call of Duty, which became one of the most successful entertainment franchises in history. We also introduced Guitar Hero and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, which entered popular culture in ways few video games ever have. In the 2010s, we debuted Candy Crush Saga, which to date has been downloaded more than 5 billion times and contributed to our total worldwide players being 50% female, and has also monetized people to hell and back in manipulative and egregious ways. Your dedication is...
My cousin plays Candy Crush. I have seen her play Candy Crush for 4 years now in a row. Shit's wild, boys. At least she doesn't pay money, but that's still wild. Still wild.
Is what makes it possible for us to continually push envelopes, break records, and delight players amid the uncertainty of the last 21 months. You have remained focused, as always, on serving our players and supporting each other. For how much praise and credit Bobby Kotick is giving to employees in this email, we sure as hell didn't see that represented in the form of wages that match the efforts that the developers...
It never is. And I'll give you a secret why it never is. Blizzard probably has some kind of, if everyone does a good job, you're gonna get a yearly bonus at the end of the year. And this is, by the way, what yearly bonuses are. They're just a way to make churn smaller. Because this is how yearly bonuses work, okay? Yearly bonus does not happen once a year. Yearly bonus takes 2 fucking years, okay? And this is what I mean by it takes 2 years. So, this is how it works. The yearly bonus gets... Let's say it's the start of the year. At the start of the year, you haven't received the yearly bonus of the last year because... someone needs to check out, did everything happen? Did you achieve your goals? Did this happen? Did this? How good did your boss rate you as a worker? Because that's a part of the yearly because that's a part of the bonus stuff, right? So, 3 months pass, and then you finally get news. The yearly bonus is gonna get paid mid-year in. Okay. And now you can't leave the job, otherwise you're not gonna get the yearly bonus. And guess what? What's happening? Well, when you get that yearly bonus, everything's already happening. Everyone's already getting locked in for the next yearly bonus. That's right. The yearly bonus never stops. It's just a tool to prevent people from leaving the job. But if you're not going to leave the job because you want to get that yearly bonus, you're never going to leave the job because the yearly bonus is always at stake. Because when you get that yearly bonus, it's like, it's just 2 months away from being locked in for the next yearly bonus, right? So might as well work for those 2 months extra. And there you have it. It's all a beautiful system, honestly. It is what it is, boys.
Put in, especially in relation to how much the suits and CEOs and executives got in wages. So much money being funneled to the top, such a disparity in wages that isn't representative of how much work the CEO puts
like everywhere. This is why you're either at the bottom or you're in the top.
In relation to how much work the developers...
God, I hear about people getting destroyed left, right, and center, about people being abused and people having no clue what's happening and getting pissed off. Man, I miss the corporate life in those situations. Man, I miss yelling at people. Man, I miss making people miserable. Oh, man, I miss abusing power. Oh, I miss those things, honestly.
Put in, he says all these words, but his actions don't convey the appreciation that he expresses in this email. Just don't match the words being expressed here, making them kind of ring hollow. But with that said, the letter continues. I have long said that I'm fully committed to helping with the transition. Phil has asked me to stay on as CEO of Activision Blizzard King, reporting to him and we have agreed that I will do that through the end of 2023. We both look forward to working together on a smooth integration for our teams and players. Brian and I couldn't be more excited for the next chapter for Activision Blizzard King.
Everyone's getting fired. Everyone's getting fired, except a couple of people that are really, really good at their jobs. That's it. Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
We now join one of the most successful global companies poised for unprecedented opportunities to connect the world through our games. As part of Microsoft, it will be even better together. Bobby, don't pull the whole "we're in this together" bullshit when you've been such a selfish leader throughout the course of Activision Blizzard's history. But yeah, there you have it, folks.
You're with Bobby, but Bobby's not necessarily with you.
Official confirmation right here that he's staying on until 2023 and then he's out. Unfortunately, Bobby Kotick will be fine and will face no consequences for his lackluster leadership and the way he treated employees and all of these things, the way he's degraded the quality of games and whatnot. He is going out with a golden parachute. He's going to make tons of money and will probably become CEO of some other company he can enact his corrupt leadership in. And with how much money he siphoned into his own pockets from his tenure as CEO of Activision Blizzard, he doesn't have to work another day in his life. So, I mean, no matter what...
But he will. But he will. Because Bobby is a true G.
This man will be very much okay in his day-to-day life. But if his exit means that beloved Activision Blizzard franchises have a higher chance of sort of making a comeback and thriving and just seeing them be treated in the way that they deserve to be treated and just have a chance of rising back to their former glory days again, then I say ultimately this is cause for celebration. Ultimately, I want to look towards the future for this company and the IPs, and hopefully the developers can, you know, pop a champagne or something. Hopefully this is being perceived as great news.
The developers are the ones that killed the franchise. Bobby had absolutely no stake in it. I love when people don't understand the fact that Bobby doesn't even know what World of Warcraft is. Bobby has no idea what how to pronounce the word Starcraft, probably. It's he doesn't tell the devs to make the game shitty. The devs do it on their own.
Or developers, and I'm sure there's a lot of uncertainty behind this as well, as they are sort of in a transition period. But I think, given how...
But yeah, most devs are going to be just fired. Most people who are working at Activision, King, and whatever are just going to get fired. It is what it is. Like, 50% of those people are going to be removed in the probably first year. And then 25 of the rest of those people are going to be removed in the next year, most likely. Because you can't fire everyone instantaneously. You need to do it gradually. But... they're getting fired. They're getting fired and replaced. Either it's going to happen fast, either it's going to happen slow, but they are 100% getting yeeted and deleted.
How much misgiving I have seen and heard across the board from Activision Blizzard developers. I get the sense that this is news that will be much welcome to developers who hopefully will feel like there's a brighter future ahead, and hopefully will actually get that, and it isn't just some false hope. Hopefully Microsoft will give that to them with their leadership and with how they steer Activision Blizzard King as a company. But only time will tell. I'll keep a close eye on how this transition goes, and we'll no doubt see over the years the effects that Microsoft will have on this company as we transition into this new era, and hopefully we'll start to see all kinds of buried...
Bro, you know what's going to happen? So... Microsoft is gonna place new people in positions of power in Activision Blizzard. And then all of these people in their newfound positions of power are gonna have meetings with their new staff. Those are gonna be one-on-one meetings with the new staff. And they're gonna be pretty tame, pretty normal, nothing too serious. And they're probably just gonna have a simple conversation with the new heads. And then that's where the heads are gonna decide: do they fire them instantaneously or do they fire them later? Unless they actually show pretty substantial knowledge and understanding of what's happening, because even the most minor, simplest of conversations can easily be easily used to determine are you actually good or bad. Because when you are at a certain level of skill, it is very easy to figure out is someone good at something or is someone bad at something, just from the way that they talk about certain things. Everyone in Blizzard is gonna get fired. It's gonna be great. Anyway, this was Quizzer Said. Thanks for watching, and this was Young Yeah Out. He doesn't have an outro screen. Oh my God, Young. Anyway, that's Young. Yeah, it is what it is. Alterium Shift? What the hell is Alterium Shift? Anyway, this was Quizzer Said. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye bye.